Hey y'all, this is AL Think Madame, and this is the recap review for Ready to Love, or as I like to call it, Ready to Screw. So anyway, this episode started out where it left off last time, which they could have did this at the end of last episode, but they wanted to be trifling and use 5 to 10 seconds and do it on this one, where they let Tori go home. So Tori actually went up to Sabrina, picked her up, hugged her, and went to all the ladies and hugged them as well. And they let Paul stay. Again, what is it that everybody is seeing? Please let me know down in the comment section. I am really serious. Like, I don't understand the appeal. I don't understand. I just honestly, to me, he comes off as somebody who can interview decent enough to get through. Meaning that he knows what to say when certain situations arise, and that's it. I'm not understanding what they're looking at. I don't understand what they're hearing. I don't understand what's going on. I'm just done. So after all was said and done, we end up seeing Sabrina and Demetrius having a moment in the house. And it's crazy because I think Carmen, Dakia, and Joy were all sitting on the couch and they saw it. It was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And like, they literally showed them in the shot just staring at them while they were having a moment. And you could tell it was intense, even though they were kind of close, but not really. But I was just like, this is crazy. So to make a long story short, Sabrina felt the need to tell Demetrius, I need for you to show me that you like me, because he's like, oh, I really do like you, but I mean, I like you. And I'm just like, nobody should have to try this hard to get you to show and prove that you like them. And I don't understand. It's one-sided. It's so one-sided, at least to me. Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? To me, it just looks like it's one-sided. And he is just like these come hither Laverne 2.0 or something, because I really don't understand why everybody got their life when it came to Demetrius, because I've never seen him roll up like, oh, okay, what you got going on? Like really acting like he interested. He just always seemed like he back in the cut, just looking at everybody, peeping the scene, and that's it. But for whatever reason, Sabrina done got her entire life, and now she kind of feeling some type of way because she just sat up here and put all her eggs in one basket with him, even though she's saying she has another connection that's still there, who is Donovan. I'm just like, girl, we can't see that unless production is on purpose blocking all of that from us seeing it, because I ain't see y'all together no more after that. Like, I'm just like, what is going on? And like, she calls and texts him, like she put a lot of effort into it, and it's more one-sided than anything. And I'm just like, why are you living for him? But when you had somebody that was living for you and doing all of these things, you didn't like that. And both of y'all, like I said before, is not just on her. Tori should have communicated how he felt after that situation happened, where he saw her roll up on him and nibbling on his ear. Because everybody was like, oh, well, she finna roll up on Tori. And everybody was like, what is going on here? When she rolled up on Demetrius. And I mean, they both keep saying, well, yeah, that's my connection. Yeah, that's my connection. And I'm just like, we don't see it. But go off. So Demetrius's excuse as to why he don't be coming at her the way that she expects him to, if he so-called likes her, is because I see you have other connections. I'm not going to give you my all. I'm not going to give you 100% if I don't, if I see you got all this going on. But I'm like, do you see Joy and Clifton? Like, it's to the point where he just forgot that the kid exists, and he ain't hardly halfway said hey to her since they've been on this trip. But go off though. Like if that's your main connection, if that's the one you're feeling the most out of all these ladies, then usually there would be a strong indication that shows that. But okay, if you say so. But yeah, he talking about, you'll see, like he basically is just talking. He over here trying to promise that he gonna show and prove, and I'm like, I don't wanna rain on this parade, but I'm starting to question the love that was made. Listen, If you want her, say it. Like, I can't. If you, like, I understand you, like, he is just saying it, but I need for you to prove it. I need for you to do all the other things. See, now actions speak louder than a word. And we all know I can't say, but I'm just saying, like, you're saying all of these things. It's nice that you're saying it, but you're not proving it at all. I live for somebody to say something and prove it. I've had enough of people telling me what they're going to do and what they're about. Show me, because so far, ain't nobody never shown me nothing. Child, we see Carmen and Donovan in a hot tub together. And again, this is another connection I do not understand. This is so random. Like, as I have said before, I feel like Carmen says what she has to say in the moment to stay on the show. These people get paid. For every episode they stay on, you continue to get more money. They get paid to be here, which I never thought was a thing because you're looking for love. And a lot of them leave functions on this show because they still have other engagements. So I'm thinking, oh, yeah, they're just living their regular lives and they're still doing what they need to do to get paid. But these people get a whole check from this show. So I just feel like she doing what she got to do to stay. And these people are not here for her, for real. But they over here getting real comfy, cozy. And I'm like, Donovan, are you doing this simply because Sabrina is giving all of her, giving him the best that she got, you know, giving, what's his name? Demetrius, all of this attention? Because all this episode, I don't remember if we even saw them have any type of dialogue between the two of them. I was just like, what is going on? How you gonna say they're your connections, but you only talking to him? I don't understand. So anyway, they cozying up to one another. I'm like, Donovan in the confessional basically like, well, Tina isn't here. So, and I'm like, yeah, Tina isn't here. Sabrina over there with Demetrius. So you're like, oh, well, this heifer showing me some kind of attention. So let me roll up, I guess. Like, that's what I'm seeing. Is this what y'all seeing? Oh, okay. But she over tells me, I don't know if I should sit in his lap or sit next to him. And so she like sitting next to him in the hot tub and they holding hands and doing the most. And I'm just like, girl, it is all about sex. Because how did the conversation end? He talking about he can tie a cherry stem with his tongue. And so she was like, oh, I wish I had a cherry right now. Because I love to see that. He was like, I wish I had a cherry too. And I was like, y'all are ready to screw. But anyway, before I'm done with that, before I move on, this heifer, at least, this is the first time this heifer was real when it came to a situation. She was like, look, I can't sit up here and act crazy and act like I don't see the sparks between you and Sabrina. That's a connection. I see y'all. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm glad you finally acting like you're not the one. Like, every time she's talked to everybody else, she make it seem like this person is no competition. I don't know why you even look over there. I'm the one. I'm the one. And so she was like, yeah, I see the way y'all look at each other. I see how you look at her. And I'm trying to figure out where that is. But then she gonna throw shade in the midst of all that, like, oh, she's a nice girl and all, but I'm a woman. I'm a even better woman. And I'm just like, girl, bye. They only want you because of all the manufacturing that you've done to your body. The end. So we see the kids sitting on the couch by herself, drinking a glass of red wine. And then Clifton is walking by. And you can tell he about to go hit a pool or the jacuzzi or something. And so he was like, well, what you doing sitting there by yourself? And so she was like, oh, I'm just not just hanging out, just chilling. And so he ended up stopping to talk to her. And, you know, she finally expresses how she feels, which is that, you know, she wished she had known that this was how everything was going to go. And the fact that they discussed that they were going to spend time together on this trip and it really didn't happen, it was crazy. But at the same time, she realizes that the connection that he has with Joy is a whole lot stronger. So she understands, but she just wished she would have knew. Because Clifton, outside of Eric, when Eric was gone, that was her main connection. And so she was blindsided. She said she had her suspicions, but once it was put on display for everyone to see, she was looking crazy, and she would have liked to have not been out here looking crazy. And so she got emotional. She had moments where she cried a few tears. He hugged her, and she was like, I can't get too comfortable with this, because don't give me something I'm not going to be able to have on the regular, with your hugs and stuff like that or whatever. And I was like, girl, that's so sad. It's really sad, because you could tell she, you know, had a little connection with him or whatever. But he lived for Joy. It is what it is. The fact that she told him, you know what I'm saying, I felt like we had a connection, and he was like, we did. And, you know, I got here and my connection was just a whole lot stronger than hers being here and all that stuff. It just made it a lot stronger. And, you know, I had every intention of hanging out with you. I apologize. He actually apologized to her and all of that. But she was just like, look, we are all here for a process, and it is working for you. I'm glad that it worked for you. And I want you to be able to get what you want. And what you want is joy. It is what it is. They hugged it out, went on by their business. So then, like I told y'all, he looked like he was going to go to somebody's pool or hot tub or something. So he and Joy ended up linking up, going into the hot tub. And then there was Demetrius and Sabrina in the hot tub as well. And they were talking. And everything always goes to sex in some way. And I'm just like, why do y'all do that? I mean, I understand where moments happen or whatever, but it is what it is. But I peeped out, you know, Joy was in Clifton's lap. You know, he was happily obliged by her getting in that lap. And I was like, oh, okay then. I think Joy could feel that Clifton was kind of off and wanted to know, was he okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm okay, but other people aren't. And she was like, I mean, I hear you, but I ain't worried about them. I need to know, are you okay? So he was like, yeah, I'm good. And, you know, his demeanor and everything shifted because he was with her. And, you know, he got back to how he was and how he usually is when he's with Joy. So then we saw Sabrina talking in the confessional, and she was like, oh, I'm just trying to take my time. And she even said that to them, that she's trying to take her time when getting to know him and all of that, because in this moment, he's, I guess, showing and proving that he like her, and he's doing things. Like, I think he took a moment to, like, rub her feet while they were in the hot tub and all this other stuff. And I'm like, okay, girl, has he been reaching out to see if you good, to see if you eating, you know, to make sure you made it home safe, like little things? Oh, okay, let's talk about those things. Child, it is time for everybody to go home, pretty much. Then we see a car come up. I'm like, who is this? It's Tina. Tina done rolled up. Everybody about to eat breakfast and leave out. Like, it's about to be over with. She was like, hey, everybody looking crazy. And they made sure to keep panning in on Cameron. And I was like, Carmen, whatever her name is. I was like, oh my gosh, because she was there specifically to see Donovan, because that was her main connection. Whether the other people who she had slight connections with for no reason, one in particular, or not, whether they knew that or not. So she was like, hey, y'all, whatever. And they looking like, girl, why are you here? And why now? Like, what is going on? Like, people are confused, and you can see the confusion. I felt like Carmen was looking like, oh, dang, I tried to have me a little connection with Donovan, but I know he lived for her. So shoot, I might not have no connections left after this. That's what that looked like to me. But anyway, so eventually she rolled up on him, gave him a hug, and was like, can we talk? I want to talk to you for a few minutes. Or can we walk and talk? So they went somewhere and sat down. They were talking. He trying to understand why she hadn't been there. They've been playing phone tag, haven't been able to talk to each other. She never came up with an explanation as to why she wasn't there. Ultimately, she was like, I don't feel like any of my connections are here. They're not strong enough. And he was like, well, that's what this weekend or this week or whatever was about. Because a lot of people found connections, or their normal connections that they had before this got even stronger. So this is what this was about. Yeah. So you missed out. Like, you could tell by his body language, he was not here for her. He was like this. Like, yep, I don't understand, yep. When he hit that, I said, ooh, he is all the way done with this heifer. He don't want to hear nothing she got to say. He's just trying to be nice by being there. He was there, but he was not there at the same time. But at the same time, like I'm saying, he still don't need to put none of his eggs in Carmen's basket. Not unless they gonna just be screwing and that's it. Like, not for love. I don't know what it is about him. He's somewhat of a mystery to me. I can't tell if he's there for love. So, but with her, I don't see her being there for love, but it is what it is. But yeah, they was talking. You could tell he was not really interested in what she had to say. And she was like, oh, well, I ain't got no connections and we ain't got nothing going on. And like, she never answered his questions. Like, whenever he was asking, like, what was going on, she was just like, life happened. And, you know, I had to juggle my business, my children, and then come on here. I ain't feel like I'll be able to do all of that. And so it's like, girl, you knew what was gonna happen. Like, you're supposed to weigh those options before you sign on and say, yes, I'm gonna get paid to be on this show. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. And then she was kind of like, well, I don't care. She had this I don't care attitude when he told her that, you know, pretty much all the guys are like not here for her anymore because she hasn't shown up, ain't said nothing, ain't been around. Like, nobody understands what's going on. And so she was like, I mean, it is what it is. I don't care. I was like, girl. I feel like Carmen was being nosy / petty / trying to play a game when she went to actually go and check on Tina and see what she was talking about. She was like, we ain't friends or nothing like that. We ain't cool like that. But I just wanted to go and check on her and see what she had going on or whatever it was. She said, went out there, tried to talk to her. I was like, girl, it's the fakery for me. Stop it. You do not care. You just want to see what's going on. And she told her, you know, she mainly came to see her. Well, she mainly came to see Donovan. And then she spilled the tea on how she was not really here for Paul like that. And so she was like, well, do they know that you don't really have connections with them like that? And she was like, well, I knew after a date that I had with Demetrius that I wasn't here for him. And Paul, we had that connection like one time at the pool, but you know, I ain't here for him or whatever. So she was trying to mess him up. Did you know? Y'all, the messiness doesn't stop there. We're going to get there. Trust me. Paul over here like somebody care talking about some, well, I'm done, you know, with Christina because I'm not even worried about her. I'm not even going to see her. I don't even think she summoned you. I don't think she was like, hey, can you go get him? Or, hey, can I go talk to you or something? She came to talk to Donovan. That's why I was like, when he said Lisa, I was like, she didn't come to see you. That's how little she thought of you. She was not here for you ever. I don't think she was ever here for him. So she might have liked some attention that he was giving her, but that's it. I don't feel like she was really ever here for him, but go off there. So anyway, after everything was said and done, I think they had went on ahead and left and went back to their respective lives. And then we saw Paul meet up with the kid. He remembered that she liked red wine and ordered some red wine for her. And they having a little date. And I'm just like, oh, you have no more connections, sir. So you just gonna throw all your eggs at her. Throw all your eggs in her basket. Oh, okay. Because ain't nobody here for you. They're just not. So anyway, he was trying to flatter her. And he was like, I just want to know who you get it from because you look amazing. And so she said, I get it from my mama. My mama actually looked like my sister and all this other stuff. So they over here talking about connections. And I'm like, I don't see it. I don't understand what is going on. I don't understand what y'all see in him. But go off, though. Clifton and Joy had a nice little date where they went out to eat. And you could tell that they are made up. They both said they enjoyed the weekend. And even though certain things didn't go the way that other people wanted them to go, it is what it is. Their connection is even stronger. They still live for one another and they know what they want. Now, y'all know, I haven't seen anybody's recap review or anything discussing this yet. But I know somebody gonna be like, okay, y'all lying. So they made a point to say that, you know, everything down to them sleeping in the bed together was amazing. And one of them said, even though we didn't sleep together, meaning even though they didn't have sex, it was still great. People are still gonna think that they did some things. I mean, and it is what it is. And my thing is, if they did, they did. So what? They grown, do what you do. But I'm just saying, y'all already know people gonna go there. So they did like they done before production, where they'll have something going on. They'll go to another scene, and then they'll go back. So they went back to Paul and Dakia talking, and he gonna ask her, has she been hurt before? Of course. Of course. And that's basically what she said. She was like, of course, we've all been hurt before. And even though she has been hurt more times than she would want to count, that she's the type of person that loves love, and she still believes in it and all that. And my thing is this, I get that, sis. I really do. I'm that type of person as well, but I don't trust these people. I've had to come to the realization I don't trust y'all to do right by me, so I'm good where I'm at. The Lord gonna have to come down and tell me, my child, this is gonna be your man. He gonna do right by you. Go ahead and take the walls down because you're doing too much. I'll wait for that to happen, but until then, no. But yeah, and that's the thing about me. Like, I'm not gonna ever sit up here and be like, look at them over there, all loving on each other. I don't hate on nobody, especially if it looks like it's real, authentic, and it's actually happening for them, whether they're getting married, and I'm here for it. I applaud people. I boost them up and everything else, but as of right now, it ain't for me. I'm good where I'm at. I'm celibate. I have all this amazing energy that I focus on myself. I take care of myself, do things for myself. And no, that's not me trying to be this strong, independent black woman or none of that. It's just the fact of I like my peace. I'm enjoying my peace. I want it to stay like this. And I should be able to have this exact same peace, if not more, when I'm with someone than for anything to be dimmed. I don't need my light to be dimmed because I'm with somebody else, because that's usually what has happened to me. My light is always dimmed when I allow somebody into my life. That's not the way it should go. It's not the way it should go. We should be reflections of one another when you with somebody. But anyway, let me digress. Let's get back to this recap review. So back to Joy and Clifton. They were talking, wanting to know, how do you see things after this process? Because I don't want it to just be, ooh, we on this show and now the cameras will start rolling. Life is over with now. Okay, back to what I was doing before. We ain't even together no more. We was putting on for the cameras. That's it. And so they both were in agreement as far as they want to be more, and they actually feel like they more than like one another, but they're not trying to say love. And I get that. So yeah, it is what it is. But they say the chemistry is there. It's awesome. They kissed, and that's what it was. Tommy wanted to have a brunch with everybody, and when he gathered everybody together, and he got there or whatever, he was like, where is Tina? Have any of y'all seen Tina? Of course, they had the weird music playing, and Donovan ended up saying, we saw her. People were like, she came. She showed up. I think the kid said something too. And he was like, look, we were playing phone tag, but she didn't show up until the 11th hour. We about to leave. 11:59, it's time to go. We about to walk out the door, and here she come. Basically, that's the way it came off. Then when she came in, she didn't have no explanation as to why she ain't been there. We don't know what's going on. Y'all, excuse me. Sleep is coming in. Sleep is trying to come in because I'm supposed to be asleep within the next like 2-3 hours, I guess. So anyway, yeah, she had no explanation where she been. She basically was like, I ain't really got no connections in here like that. It is what it is. I don't care. And you over here wasting people's time. And so Tommy was like, well, dang, I'm going to have a conversation with her. So he go set up a day and time where he going to meet up with the heifer. So now he want to go around the room and see how everybody feel about one another and what they got going on. It is what it is. He talked to Joy and Clifton, wanted to know, because he was like, I see it, but, you know, have y'all had anything going on that is of concern? And they were like, we did, but we addressed it. And that was, of course, Clifton having an issue with people dealing with their exes, still having communications, close communications with their exes. And he was like, I'm in a place where I'm comfortable with it, and it is what it is. Our connection is strong. That's all that we got going on. Everything else has been smooth sailing, and I'm looking forward to the future. Paul over here explaining his connections with Carmen and Dakia. He talking about Carmen is an amazing woman, whatever, whatever. Dakia is an amazing woman, whatever, whatever. They are polar opposites. and whatever. Man, Carmen gonna come out of nowhere talking about, well, I'm confused. I was gonna be quiet, but he talking about her. He basically trying to make it seem like when it comes to Dakia, he don't know if he gonna be able to get it up and be aroused by her. I was like, who said that? Like, that don't even make no sense. That don't even make no sense. Dakia is undeniably beautiful. She ain't got to sit up here and throw contacts in her eye and do all this ignorant stuff that don't even make no sense and try to boost herself up and put other women down in the process to say, hey, look at me. Look at me. Hey, look at me. I'm over here. Pay attention to me. Give me attention. Please do that. Because that's exactly what she does, whether she wants to accept that or not. But anyway, she really tried to try her. And she was like, look, can I interject? So Tommy had them to calm down. And the kid was like, I don't have to do anything in order for somebody to get aroused by me. And she basically was like natural versus manufactured. And I was like, you better read this heifer. Because like I have been saying from the entire time that this heifer has been here, ain't nobody here for you. They see your body and what you've done to it. And they're like, oh, okay, I like that. They want to have sex with you. That don't mean they want to wife you. Get over it. Get over that. Get to understanding what the difference is. Because even with Paul's friend, he was like, yeah, I see, you know, P.O. might be who would be with Carmen, but Paul would be with Dakia and settle down with her and marry her. Put that in your pipe and smoke that. Paul said, all he said was that he likes his women sexy. And I'm like, anyway, but Carmen was like, no, what you're not going to do is that. You said what you said. Now you're trying to play it off. But all of this stemmed from her not liking the fact that he was like, oh, well, when we've had dates, she'll come at me like, how did your date go with this person? And I'll say, I don't want to talk about it. Like, if he don't want to talk about the dates he's had, that's fine. But don't get mad and try to make it seem like, oh, I was trying to have a conversation with him and he wouldn't talk to me. There are other things to talk about. Why you want to know what these people did on their dates and all this other stuff? Because you want to say what happened on your dates does not mean that he has to or anybody else has to. That's the one thing that I will agree with him on. But the kid was like, look, I don't trust anything that comes out of her mouth, and I halfway don't either, but it wouldn't surprise me because Paul is trash. He comes off as trash, let me say it like that, at times, and he said some things. So kind of wouldn't surprise me if he said something that was in that arena. So they finally got to Sabrina with her connections with Donovan and Demetrius. And she was like, look, ultimately, I'm just scared that what he wants, or at least what his friend said that he desires in a woman, which is her to be submissive, is at some point going to clash. And that's not my personality. I don't do all of that. And he was like, well, I mean, submit is just a word, and the way that she basically has been thinking that it means is not the way she thinks it means. And I'm like, it would surprise me if he was one of the people that want to run everything and then tell you, I did this. It would not surprise me. It really wouldn't. But it is what it is. And I'm like, girl, you didn't put all your eggs in this basket and he ain't here for you like that. He is not here for the fact that she's basically indecisive in this moment. And I'm like, I don't understand why she gave so much energy to you anyway. But go off, though. And then when it came to Donovan, of course, she does have genuine concern as to whether or not he is ready to even be out there, because he's been divorced like maybe 4 months at the time of the taping of this. So it's like, sir, you ain't had enough time to heal, really, did you? Like, I understand everybody's timing is different, but that's probably not enough time for him to heal from whatever was the reason why he ended up divorcing or getting divorced from the wife and all of this. And he's been out here with other people, thotting and bopping or doing whatever you want to do. Because, you know, at this point, you're single. So have you gotten all that out your system? Are you really ready to love? So I understand her concern as far as that is concerned. Child, we at the end of the episode, and Tommy set up a time and a date for him and Tina to meet up. This heifer never showed up. He waited over an hour and the heifer never showed up. She didn't answer phone calls, text messages, nothing. Child, I don't understand. I don't understand. But anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed the recap review of Ready to Love. I'm about to be done within the next 1 or 2 videos. I'm about to put a ring on it. And I might do what a week what a day or whatever, because a couple of things happened today. All right, y'all, be safe out there. Take care. Subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. Give this video a thumbs up. And I will see y'all down in the comment section. Bye.